Welcome back to another Ladder Legends replay analysis. Today, I'm going to be going over one of my own replays, actually. I'm going to be going over one of the longest and most intense attempts at a comeback I've probably ever made in my life. And I'm just going to be going over my mistakes, at what point I think I started severely losing the game, and good efforts I made to come back, slash things I did poorly and do poorly. I definitely did not play anywhere near perfect this game. Not even close. I'm going to skip through a little bit of the beginning. This game should not have been 30 minutes long. This guy should have killed me multiple times. It was one of the craziest games I've ever played as well. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. ZVT, our opponent, Mr. OttoVonAuir. Turn that nice StarCraft music on. Just going for a normal hatch first. I know the Reaper's coming. So we're going to make our 2 Zerglings, send the drone out, take the 3rd early, start the Queen. Reaper gets here right as the drone's parked, ready to go. I'm floating larva here. This is a mistake. I started the 3rd base early, though, just in case the Reaper was going to go try to kill it. Also, I'm still mining 3 on gas. I should have taken some off gas. I think I noticed a little too late. Not one of my best game openers so far, for sure, as far as how clean it is. Start an Evo chamber. Usually whenever I mine gas for too long, that is what I tend to do is like a, make it a little better. I go +1 carapace here. Place the creep tumor down, lost the creep tumor. So what I should do here is I should do this amount of damage to the Reaper before placing the creep tumor. Most of the time I go creep tumor first, but I wasn't feeling it this game. I was a GM Terran player. I wanted the extra larva. +1 carapace on the way. Zerglings going out. I send the Lings to the side, hoping that I see the Hellions come across, which I do, and then the Lings are going to go in for a counterattack here. Now this guy has no fear when it comes to going for workers here. He just goes in, Reaper 2 Hellions, we're just going straight for the mineral line. Now granted, I'm in his base, I got a full mule plus 2 SCVs. He over here gets 6 workers though. Not great. Really not great. Puts me down at 29. My creep tumors are only just now starting. Then this absolute mad lad takes the only 4 defensive units here. I guess he has a Banshee too, but the only 4 like Ling defensive units really that he has. I get 2 more SCVs, and he just sends them across. Doesn't stop to kill the Lings in the middle of the map, and we just go straight into the mineral line once again. Now, after the first time, I almost never expect them to do it a second time. But I guess if he got 6 drones the first time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This time he gets a ridiculous amount. He got 6 the first time. He's already up to 7 the second time. 15. 17. Oh, yeah. So he got 11 more workers there. I'm glad he wasn't mining there. Good for us. But overall, not a great position. We're all talking a 3 orbital Terran with 11 more workers than me as a Zerg player. This is a Zerg purgatory over here. My lair is not started. My 4th base is not started. I sent the drone out there to do so, but I'm also having issues with my 4th base camera location key. I spilled coffee on it, so it's stuck at the moment. Let's put it that way. All right, Banshee coming in. Queens are ready. Take this off the screen. Ling's going to the wall. I get another SCV and I back off. Trying to really get that creep spread going. It's very behind right now from where it should be. 4th base goes down. Not a terrible timing. I've just been making drones, but even then, still not nearly as many as I should be at. Where's the drones? Start more. Baneling nest. Lair's already done. We're going for another gas here. Trying to shoo away this Banshee from attacking this 4th base. His 3rd's coming down. So our creep spread's looking okay. Our drone count finally up to 50. Mind you, I would have been at 67 already, which I would have been on par with where we're supposed to be. But yeah, I was really late on redroning, even after the damage fact. Like, try to get all my ducks in a row here, and I was being unsuccessful, even if ever so slightly, in multiple areas with that. Drop the Overlord creep to place some extra creep tumors. That way my queens can actually walk to the 4th base. The things you gotta do as Zerg. I'm still not producing any extra. Well, I'm producing the workers. They're just not out yet. So, Get an extra macro hatch over here. Splitting off a Ling. My creep spread's becoming alright. I'm not playing very well here yet. Especially after that opening. So I should have definitely macroed up harder after those initial Hellions. Should have been holding that drone key down even harder than I was. Now I'm making units, and you might ask why. Well, I see the push now, but I assume that the next stage of Terran aggression is on its way. It almost always comes around the 7.5 to 8 minute mark. As I say that, we got a round of 14 drones coming. I wasn't expecting, like, it's not that I wasn't expecting him to be here with units. It's just that you really hope that that's not the case. You're already super behind. Thankfully, he goes for this base. I never take this base as a third in ZVT because this tank position is disgusting. Plus the rocks here. I just don't want to, I don't like dealing with that. Ling's going in for a counterattack. Kill a couple workers. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was worried about this more so. I really think if he controlled better here, I probably would be dead. He's got +1. He's got 2 tanks, but he starts fighting outside of his tank range, and these couple banelings are about to get some pretty good connections here. We come in. I only have like 5 banes. Pretty decent connections. I'm supply blocked because he just killed like 3 overlords right there. The tank's doing God's work over here, killing his own marines. Alright, he's being fancy with the micro. These queens are over here, so they're not injecting. I did pull all of my queens for this defense. I still have 2 in the main base actually, but those were recently made. Alright, Lurker Den coming down. I'm only on Hive Tech at the 9 minute mark, which is something that you never want to be at as a Zerg player. Also, I have +1 Carapace. I'm getting +2 melee, but no attack upgrades on the Hydras. My upgrade disparity will be a reoccurring theme in this game. I'm on the back foot. I'm consistently behind in supply. I knew this was coming. I know I can't defend this base. I think losing this base is okay. Losing this base is not good. None of it's good, but I immediately retake this base and this base as well. I'm already assuming I'm probably going to lose this. The thing is like I'm equal on supply, but I just don't feel like I'm in a good spot, you know, like whatsoever. So I take a really clunky fight over here with the queens. Should have gone forward there to try to grab that tank. That tank is 35 HP. It should not be able to siege and do damage. Banelings are being made. I need more Zerglings. The transfuses come through. I get a tank. But this choke is just not good. I'm fighting into a potential convex, which is never what you want to do as a Zerg player. So I try to split some off to go around, but I don't even think I necessarily needed to do that. Thank God this guy is F2 stimming. Like, look, these Marines are coming across the map with 25 health. They've stemmed 3 times and fought nothing. Banelings get a good connection because of that. Also, the majority of my Hydras were over there, so we lose the queens. Now we lose this base, and this is where things start to get pretty bad. Like, it was already bad before. This is all off of that 17 drone loss start. Plus, I just wasn't, I was doing more of the try not to die than I was doing the, like, most of the time when you're behind like that, what you want to do is you want to just macro as hard as you can, and if you die, oh well. But if they don't kill you, then you have an even game. Or it's at least playable. I didn't necessarily go for that. I went for a little mix of both, which is, I just didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose the game. I figured I could come back. I believe in the ability of, or I believe in my own ability to come back in these kinds of games. So, the accidental swarm host, Mr. Roger himself, being produced. So I'm already having the idea for hold fire lurker play because it's a comeback mechanic, and thinking of like Burrow Banes and stuff as well. And I say that because it'll come in handy later. But before I even get the chance to do so, this lurker's already firing. Yeah. So we look at the army supply here before this fight happens. 85 to 57. He's fighting 40 seconds before 2-2, which I don't necessarily agree with, but he is miles ahead. He's taking a 4th base and building a 5th base when my 3rd base just finished again and my 4th base is about to finish. Like, just not great. He does, however, donate all of these tanks. I do lose my banelings though. Not a great feeling. Hydras are 1-0. I'm glad he doesn't fight. If this was 2-2, I would absolutely be dead here. I mean, I've been dead for like the last 5 minutes, but fight with a concave on the ramp. Hydra's DPS is actually kind of crazy when it comes to output. Roger throwing his locusts out. I'm like, okay, let's use these to fight. These get a marine. They also have quite a bit of health, 160. So not a terrible meat shield. Obviously an accident, but make some more banelings. Fourth base is up. Somehow I've reestablished my bases. I haven't really lost many of my drones. This was another mistake that I didn't notice for a while. Actually, I think I'm noticing it right now. But the long distance drone mining. Come over here. I should be taking the fifth base soon. I know I take it over here. But you think about my position in this game, okay? I don't have any map vision on his side of the map. There's a sensor tower here and here. I already know that means there's a base here. Likely that he's going to be moving towards a base up here. Now, he's splitting his army here. I don't think that is smart because he just has such a massive advantage here that if he would just pool everything together, I'm just dead. The fights are even more in his favor in terms of army supply now than they were at the beginning of the game. Link counterattack going by, run by happening again. I should have been doing more of these. Get quite a few SCVs this time. Surrounding the command center. He's also not, he's being inactive with his army, which is good for me. Any time I can buy here is very crucial. The major thing I'm lacking here is gas. I just built these gases, I haven't saturated them yet, but I'm very much so lacking gas. Like my mineral compared to my gas. Gas is what clears all of these units out with splash, and I'm just lacking it like crazy over here. Turn the sound up for you guys. Bio right here. It's not a big enough army to contend with mine because of this chunk. Link counterattack going to this base up here. I got a little decent connection here. I know I didn't show it just now, but I got a semi-decent connection. I actually get to clean this kind of army, and suddenly we're only down by like 30 supply. Which is usually the other way around when playing Zerg. He's up here with tanks, libs, and bio. My overlords are haphazardly strewn out across here. Another mistake. They should at least be in a safety area if I'm not going to have them spread. His 3-3 is on the way. Only my +2 carapace is on the way. I decided to try to clean this, but these two I half commit. I just don't think it's worth losing so many units for what it really isn't that big of an army. It's 4 units, so I decided to back off. Also, I have no bases here, so I have no, I'm not married to the territory. I like the creep spread, but I'm not married to it. He keeps going up here and attacking these directions, but that's honestly, I think, a good thing for me because my bases are down here. So Liberator's coming up here again. I decided to just split off some lurkers and hydras. Up to using 3 army hotkeys, which I know sounds crazy, but I tend to use 2. So we got a tank and some bio coming in. I realize it at some point that I need extra creep spread around here. I go for this army just because you got to take some fights, ones that you think you can win. I did a decent job splitting against these mines at the beginning, but that mine was a pretty bad hit. These mines gonna get another shot off while we take this fight. I have no overseers. I'll make them in a minute. That was a major mistake, though, is not having these ready to go. Libs repositioning. I don't know what this lib is positioning over. Great liberation zone here. Go for this fight. This is one of those things where it's like, I said I'm not married to the territory, so I shouldn't have been fighting this, but I also it just didn't look like there was enough bio here to support this kind of thing, and wouldn't you have it, all the bios over here about to catch me out of position. So it's just like, this is one of those things where it's like a red herring, and I fell for it here. I shouldn't have been fighting here. I thought maybe I could just clear these units and it'd be alright, but in the end, it was not fantastic. I actually managed to lose some units to this Liberator somehow, even though the Liberation Zone is so bad, but I tried to split against these lings. I get a couple kills, but there's still 2 mines left as well. I go in before the overseers get here. Like, just making mistake after mistake. Granted, I've been fighting from behind this entire time, but still. I clear some of this bio. 122 to 163 supply. Terran once again has established the 6th base, and I am knocked back down to 4. Should retake this base here in a moment. There we go. Lings once again going back in for a counterattack. I mean, eventually. He already sees it. Come on, Kyle. Come on, man. There we go. At least we get a sense tower out of it. Better than nothing. Oh, this could have been ripe for a Nidus Worm. This is also an orbital as well. I am one to assume that these bases are going to be planetaries, the external ones, but not everyone decides to do that. Drones are long distance mining instead of going to the fresher base, which is another mistake. I was kind of panicking at this point, though. What's the army supply total? 75 to 119. Not the worst ever, considering I have a bunch of splash damage, but still, I mean, obviously, I'm still down 50 supply. It's not great. Thought that was a ghost snipe. I'm very glad it wasn't. I do now have high-tech lurker upgrades, at least the burrow speed and the range, actually. So both upgrades are done now. I am rocking still 2-0 versus 3-3 on the Hydras and lurkers, though. The Banelings have, or the Zerglings and Banelings have 2-3, so they have decent upgrades, but the Hydras and lurkers are lacking very much so, and I remember thinking about that right here. Down 6,000 resources and resources lost. I should have taken that base already, and probably this one. These are going to be my next 2 expansion locations, regardless of what happens in the game. He has a Widow Mine here. I know I sent a drone back right here, and he met his end, unfortunately. Kind of just posturing against him on the map here. I don't know what that split at the top was. I think I thought the split was better, and it wasn't. But this is bad, leaving these right there. I should have definitely saved those, and I didn't. Make another overshield, though. He keeps building Widow Mines. Which, I mean, they've been working out for him, for sure. I keep acting... The thing is, I'm trying to posture. I'm trying to posture like my army is scary, and he's falling for the bait. Not saying that the lurkers aren't scary, but I am just acting like... as if my army is something to contend with, when in reality, if he were to just jump on it, if he were to clear it, it's like, I don't have the money to rebuild it. He does. So, even a trade is good here for him. Send 1 lurker off to counterattack. Don't even know Olib was here, but this was perfect. Alright, he's coming in up here. I got lurkers strewn out everywhere. Should have targeted SCVs here, but it does actually mess him up a lot. Like, I was looking at this last night. He scans up here, F2s, takes the lib, puts it on there, runs the army back, looks at this base, transfers workers, lib goes there. Like, he's actually spending quite a lot of attention. I'm able to get both siege tanks there. I also, at this point, should be making infestors. Yep. At the moment I see ghosts, infestors tend to be my answer. He goes in, he snipes one of my bases. Very unfortunate. Once again, knocked back down to 5 bases, actually. I had already established this base, which is good. Mining this so I can get that gas. I should retake this base. There it goes. I figured it was like a pipe dream holding this base. Like, if he just sets up some tanks here and is attacking in here, his positional fighting really hasn't been that spectacular. But somehow, after all of that early game, we have, like, painstakingly inched our way up to 180 supply. I'm finally getting +1 for the Hydras and the lurkers. Alright, here comes his army. We burrow a pretty nice fungal right here. I don't have my extra infestors here, but I get some ghosts, we get some marines. Decent start. Bring the supply to even. Then we back up. Now I'm back down to 1 army hockey. You can tell the panic is happening here. I never even thought we'd be here in this game, so. Libs just getting rallied in. We'll take every free pick off we can get here. So, trying to think, what should I be doing here? I'm at the point where I'm finally maxed, and I'm actually starting to build up somewhat of a bank. This, like I said, I would have never expected this to be even, like, to be happening in this game. I should already be moving these workers to a new base. I should be sending an overseer over here with just a couple units. That's all you need to clear this mine so I can retake this base. This is another location that is pretty free if I were to just clear it. We killed this base, which is cool. That's a really, really sick time to pause. Look at that death animation. That's cool. I'm over here, 24 out of 10 right here. Those should be transferred to the new base. But what should we be doing tech-wise, right? Tech-wise, I need to be starting my next ranged damage upgrade. And then I think, since we're already building infestors, what I should do is probably go for a Spire. And eventually a Greater Spire. And then we try to move towards, like, Lurker, Broodlord, Infestor. Now, what I was thinking in this exact moment during the game was, I need to build Vipers. And it's like, why do you want to build Vipers? It's like, every tank and lib, I can just yank those in. And if I... Basically, I started thinking to myself, if I can trade well enough, I just need to kill like 3 or 4 armies. If I absolutely crush them, I can win this game. That's what I was thinking to myself. I already have Infestors out on the field, though, and I was being very stubborn for not making Vipers. Was it the correct call? No, not at all. But it's what happened. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we're here now. You know, like there was no plan. I didn't even think I was gonna make it here because of how poorly the early game went. But yet here we are. We got some good fights. Somehow the game's still going. I was like, oh, we're going to go up here. I think I made a really smart call here. I see this choke with all these ghosts, and I nope right out of there. We're gone. We're leaving. Start my +2 missile, which is good. But I'm not furthering my tech in any shape, form, or fashion. I can't believe that off of 1 Evo chamber, we're almost at the point where I'm going to have 2 Hydras and 2 3 Zerglings off of 1 Evo chamber. So I go for this base. I'm like, I really want to do damage here. It's one of those things where it's like, Zergs just feel like they can't attack a lot of the time, but you have to sometimes. Like, I'm so far behind. I need to make some ground. And I think this is the correct call. Because what I'm about to show you is the first time this entire game where I overtake him in supply. Come up here. Fungal. It's decent. He's very overstemmed. He got an EMP on most of the infestors. There should still be one more that's coming in somewhere. Oh, I don't think it's this fight, actually. It's not this fight. My apologies. It's a future fight. I back off. I don't want to lose the game right there. So really all I'm trying to do is just not take game-losing fights. I've been losing the game for a long time. It's to the point, though, where I just don't have the money. Like, if I lose one army, it's over. He can lose an entire army, and he's chilling. He's just fine. I wish I was emphasizing my creep spread a little more as well. Most of the time, that's one of my biggest assets. All right, he catches me in the middle here. I burrow the lurkers, and I go. Now, he left 4 lurkers got to go off. This army is super low. We kill all of these ghosts, like 5. It's okay. It wasn't a great trade, but take what we can get here. Or actually, I guess I do overtake him in supply here for the first time. I have a lot of lurkers strewn about because he was counterattacking a bunch. Take these, though. Or I was going to counterattack with these, but this ends up being a massive mistake here. This in the efforts to try to make something happen, these guys just get creamed. He sees it with the mine. These Widow Mines strewn in random places are very useful for him. Scans my army. I should be making an overseer at some point. Oh, it's coming over here to clear this. That's what's happening. He's building nukes. He's that rich. Alright, we clear the mine. He knows that the lurkers are down here. I pick up the lurkers. I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna move right here, maybe kill some workers or something. I burrow. He's already ready though. Like the snipes are already going off. It's just an L. A straight L. It's like whatever. But what that does allow me to do is move up to this base once again because his whole army's down there. I also, the thing is like I want to keep counterattacking up here because I cannot afford to lose these bases. I couldn't afford to lose them the first 4 times I lost them, but here we are. So I still haven't teched up at all. That was another major mistake. Like, I'm maxed with 1,000 in the bank. I should be going to higher tech. This is also a major mistake. Like, I need to fix my mining, man. My mining is bad. And I give myself kudos for staying in the game, like, as well as I have been, considering how the start, mid-game, and this part of the game are going. But we finally start making some moves happen here. Split the Banelings a little bit. Hydrofester Lurker coming in. Mainly gets a great hit. Unfortunately, it's on the second one. Actually kill the base. And then 3 libs. Snipe, snipe, snipe. Ghost coming in. Infester. Fungal. Stops most of the ghost snipes. This Lurker MVP. Just dishing out damage back there. And then we look at the supply. And suddenly, like, it's like we want to fight. We actually convincingly want to fight. For half a second, it felt like I was doing it. Like I was making the impossible happen. Problem is, Terran still has a massive bank and extra command centers, like 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 extra orbitals, not including the external bases. Okay. Oh, another thing too. I saw this nuke the moment he put it down. I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm just going to go past. Like, you're trying to keep me out of this area. That's fine. I won't go into this area. Like, I think these guys, I just split off and, like, go the other direction or something. Yeah, we just take all of this and go that way. So I'm in between the bases now. I go up here, burrow the lurkers. These lings, unfortunately, I tossed a lot of those away. Should not have happened. I leave 1 lurker there, so he distracts him. I kill the base. And we back off. Once again, another win. The bank's starting to suddenly look a whole lot closer, and I'm actually ahead on supply again. Not anymore. I just spent my bank, but you get my point. Creep spread looking somewhat decent. Actually cleared this base, so it's like things aren't looking absolutely horrible for me anymore. They're still looking pretty bad as far as tech goes. Like, it's a pretty beefy and teched out army. A bunch of libs. We got tanks. We got ghosts. Everything's 3/3. I'm just now getting +3 for the hydras. I also have no additional spellcasters aside from the infestors. And yeah, I really should have been creeping this area down here. I kept expecting him to have had taken this base, but he never does. Ugh. This Widowmine just racking up kills here in the middle. I think I finally kill it. Tanking the high ground there. Dead even on supply. Both about to be maxed. I finally fixed the mining at this base. Everything's going to this new base. Yeah, I love how we can see the F2. Like, even this mine is selected up here. Alright, he scans my army. And he just stims in. Which, if there were a base here for me to kill, I think it would have been okay. But this is the game-winning move, I think, for him. Like, yes, he's been winning the whole game, but I think this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because even when I do get back here, like, it sucks to lose his base for the gas mining more than anything. But even when I do get back here, hold on, we'll see in a second. I'm taking tank fire this whole time, but I try to go for a sandwich, and I don't set it up quite correctly. And what I mean by that is, like, I should have waited for this side to actually get up here more. You see, it's like go, go, and then attack. And then this side is like... So I go in here, and the problem with this surround as well is that I am completely looking at this side. We look at my vision, I'm looking over here because of the ghosts. I get a fungal on all these ghosts, but this side, it's like I didn't have enough hydras to effectively clear these liberators. And we'll see that here. The libs actually just clear through me, and these banelings go into tanks and marauders. So it's like, even though I do get a good... Like, this side engages well. Oops, sorry. This side engages well. It's like all of his tech units stay alive, and most importantly, the tanks. And the tanks just get to fire for too long. I'm over here thinking to myself, like, ah, man. The amount of times that I have thought that this game has been over, it does it at this point, if not more.
Hive cluster under direct assault.
Yeah, 116 to 148. Look at the bank, though. The bank completely depleted. We actually were making the comeback happen.
Swarm forces under attack.
The thing is, too, is I'd also just beaten this guy the game before, so it was like also more so of like I really don't want to lose to this guy. Now, granted, it was a PVT, and this is a ZVT, but still. Trying to get reinforcements over here. Anything I can do to potentially make this easier for myself. Alright, and then I burrow the lurkers. We come in. Ling's really good against tanks and libs. They absorb the lib shots as well as the tank shots. The healing is going crazy right now. The Marine's coming in. At this point, it's at this point in which I'm really like, okay, it's over. But I still have my tech. He hasn't killed this base. I'm still mining more than my opponent, and my opponent is out of money. So I also was able to get 2 more liberators. Like, we're getting to the very scrappy part of this game now. I go to engage him here because I know he's going towards this base, and I think this is also another mistake. I think I should have just ran the drones or let this die. Like, it is what it is. I have 35 out of 16 on here. I really need to establish that upper left base if I can. Burrow the lurkers. He's already there, though. Plus, he has a little bit of a... So I back off once again. And I'm really lacking income over here. The power of muling coming in handy for our Terran player here. I remember about that Widow Mine. I finally go clear it after like 15 minutes. And then we go to take this base. And then look at the supply difference because of muling plus those last couple fights, right? It's like, it's pretty bad. I'm about to show you guys why the foreshadowing of the burrow lurker play earlier. Alright, we see the army coming over. I move this army up. I'm really trying to get them over here. Burrow. And then I hold fire immediately right there. Army coming in like perfect. Split second before the army gets there. And then we let it go. They come back in. Fungal on top of everything. And then Banelings coming in as well, along with +3 cracklings. Everything getting low. We got more Zerglings as well. Oh, that lib getting that Hydra. Very unfortunate. But now I was down 70 supply and suddenly we're only down 20. Like, it's once again back to being doable after all of this. 5 more Hydras on the way. A new base. See his army moving up here. I should have made a couple more Banes here. I only have like 3. I'm just so broke, it's crazy. I'm also wanting to make Hydras, like, the backbone of Hydras is what's going to pull me through here. I want to go before the tanks get set up. He targets the Banelings very well. It gets a good connection, but too much healing. I should have... So I was thinking back to myself, if I cancel this and I make more units, I think I stay in this game a little longer. Once again, not that long. I know that... the power of Terran muling, like, it's going to be really hard for me to ever make this work, but it's still, everything considered. Plants the libs. Come back in. I have Lings coming, but they're not there yet. I bring the Queens, and I'm trying to, like, spam transfuses, but everything's just dying too quickly. And I decided to GG out right there. Once I lost the Hydra base, it was over. But... yeah, that was my attempt to come back. Now, I think my biggest mistake was not teching more once I was finally on somewhat even footing. But I was on the back foot that whole game, all based off of bad re-droning after losing 17 drones to some Hellions. I'm just recording this kind of video to show you guys that even in GM, we all make mistakes. A lot of them, too. A lot of them. But where there is a will, there is a way. And I have the will, so... yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please do let me know. If you want more of these kinds of things, maybe I'll go over other losses that the coaches suffer. Nico, maybe send me your entry for this kind of thing. But, yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.